Well, summer's just halfway through. Just began, actually, but seems like for out here, it's about halfway through. Hope you're doing well. I want you to just take a moment and think. There's that verse in Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 10. Context is that the people that had come back from Medo-Persia, that had been separated from their homeland and from their language and from much of their culture for 70 years, many of them no longer understood the Hebrew language. Therefore, when the scripture was read, they couldn't understand it. So Ezra, the first of the scribes, actually translated the scripture into, I believe it was Aramaic. It's written in such. And as a result of that, the people understood the word for the first time, perhaps in the entirety of their life. Maybe they had concepts or bits and pieces, but they understood it for the first time in clarity in their life. And as a result, it says that they went back, and Nehemiah said, look, this is God's day, and I want the joy of the Lord is your strength, and celebrate this time. I just want you to take a moment and think about the things that make you happy. And there's lots of things in our life that make us incredibly happy. I can't begin to list all the blessings, beginning with the gift of a precious partner in life that I have with Sue, and God couldn't have given me any better. And the children that God gave me, they're gifts, and our grandkids, they're gifts. But they're blessings as God's added to me. Our joy, our true joy, comes, as Jesus said it would, in John 15 and verse 11, through knowing His Word. In other words, we know Him. And because we know Him, there's a sense of satisfaction that we have that the world can't give us, and it can't take away from us. So in John 16 and verse 22, it's a joy that isn't known by the world, and they have no power over it. That means that it's not circumstantially bound. It's joy. Now, why is that important? Because if I seek to find pleasure, and when I speak of pleasure as happiness, in the material aspects of my life, whether they be individual, biological individuals, or whether it be material, inanimate objects, that happiness is bound by what we know to be the world around us. It's a law of decay. In other words, nothing truly is continues. Everything decays. Even relationships change over time. But the joy that I have that comes through Jesus Christ and knowing Him is a substance. It's that this world, as we've said, just simply can't take away. And truthfully, as Jesus described it there in John 15:11, 16:22, and 17:13, He said, it's my joy. And I want it to be, in verse 13 of chapter 17, fulfilled in them, made full in them. That's a joy that the world didn't give me, and the world can't take away from me. It's a joy that came from knowing God. Much like, if you can imagine, people that had the scripture but couldn't understand it. Think what it would be like if we didn't have the Bible, and yet we had this sense of a relationship with God, but we had no clear understanding of what it meant, what His expectations were, what He has done for us. It would be torture in many ways. But God has been so faithful to give us His Word and to let us come to a relationship with it through His Spirit. And as a result, there's an abiding joy that we can have, no matter what the circumstance is. And then all of these other points in our life, these blessings, these things that are part of our life, whether it be a person, a place, or an object, they're all secondary blessings that we don't depend upon for joy. We can now be thankful. And I can't describe to you how important it is that we learn to just simply be a people that are happy with Christ because we know him, and then blessed with those things that are in our life, those people and things that are in our life, so that our happiness and joy is not dependent on circumstance, situations, or an individual, but Christ himself. Till next time, have a happy day.